What's up, guys? I am coming at you midday. I usually do these sessions like 10 o'clock at night or later after my kids go to bed. And what's up? How many ways can there be to play a C chord? We're going to get into that right now. And there is a system that sounds really intimidating. It's called the CAGED system. We're going to talk a little. We're going to base it off of that today, but we're not going to go super deep into that. There is a person who makes really awesome material on the CAGED system. Caitlin Guitar, I believe, is her handle, and you should check out her stuff if you want to go super deep on the CAGED system. I can't recommend her material enough. But so yeah, we're going to talk about different ways to play a C chord. I'm going to keep this short because I've got private students coming soon. And I want to wave to all of you. Hello. I am from Old Lyme, Connecticut. Little small woodsy town on the Long Island Sound, about 2 hours east of New York, 2 hours west of Boston, so kind of like right in the middle. And hit me with questions, okay? And so I am going to dive right into this. So this is a technique that you can use if you want to find new ways to play a C chord and kind of change things up, you know? We have these like habits and ruts that we get into, and this way to play a C chord is definitely the most common, for sure. It's a great chord, but let's talk about the different locations on the neck. So what I'm going to get into is not necessarily inversions of the C chord, which you guys know inversions are like my main fucking thing. But the concept that I'm going to talk about are different voicings. When you say new way, do you mean like sus or add 9 chords? No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you different basic triads, different locations for the C chords. Okay, so just here's our bird's eye view. We have C, we have C, we have C, we have C, and we have C. Okay, so it might seem like, well, what the hell do I need all of those for? But here's the thing. Let's back up. There are two concepts that I really want to get into. Concert pitch chords and chord shapes. All right? There's a difference. So concert pitch means if I play this note right here, it's a C chord. But if I put on a capo, and I play this chord right here, it looks like a C, but that's not a concert C-pitched chord anymore. If I was playing with a piano player, and I played this chord, which everybody knows to be a C, and they played a C chord on their piano, it would sound the same. But if I put on a capo at any random fret, and I play the shape of a C chord, and they play a C chord on their piano, the two chords would not match. All right, so we're talking about two different concepts here. Concert pitch chords and chord shapes. This is a C chord shape, and if I move it up here, it's still a C chord shape, but it's a different concert pitch. Let me know in the comments if that makes sense or if you got any questions about that. So what we're doing right now, with that sort of groundwork laid, we're going to talk about how to play a C chord and keep a concert C pitch so that it still sounds like a C chord if we were to play it with somebody else. But we're going to learn it in new chord shapes. All right? So I have a document that's going to explain all of this, and it looks like this. Here's my little setup here. It's kind of like this document that's got all the chord shapes, and I will send you that document so you can try all of these for yourself. All you got to do is just comment the word CAGED, C-A-G-E-D, and little internet robots will automatically send you a DM so that you can get that sheet, okay? So that you can follow along or you can look at it after. All right, so I'm going to breeze through this because I have, nice, Travis, thank you very much. So anybody that's joining, just comment the word CAGED and I'll send you. ML Hopkins, awesome. Dan, awesome. Call MEPJ, awesome, thank you. So it'll send it to you. So anybody joining, just comment the word CAGED and I will send you the document that shows you all the chord shapes that help you play the chord C in different places. But let me walk you through how to use that fucking thing, because without it, it might be a little confusing. Thank you, everybody who's commenting that. Okay, so our first location, C, is the one we know. It's our C chord shape. All right, the second one we're going to do is a concert C chord, but as if we played it with an A chord shape. So we're going to play, and this is your classic A string based bar chord. Nice, ML Hopkins. I just want to say I haven't picked up my guitar in a few days, feeling apathetic at lack of progress, and saw you're live and had to join in. That is awesome. I'm really stoked to hear that. God works in mysterious ways. I feel that. Nice. So, our C in an A shape. So we're going to put our index finger on fret 3 on the A string, and we're going to bar or play the 5th fret on the D, G, and B strings. All right. Some of these might be a little uncomfortable, and that's why in the sheet that I showed you, there's a little caption underneath each shape that shows you that if you have a capo, you can place a capo on a certain fret and play that open shape. So now I'm just playing an A shape, but I capoed fret 3. And that is a C chord. So hear this in your mind. This technique is fucking awesome if you got two guitarists and you don't want to be playing the same chord shape, but you need to play the same chords. You can fill out the frequency spectrum, have somebody do something low and somebody do something high, and fill out this nice sparkly high end. So anybody joining, comment the word CAGED, C-A-G-E-D, and I'll send you the sheet with the diagrams of everything that I'm talking about. Okay, so that is your first shape is the C chord shape. Your second shape is the A chord shape. You can also capo fret 3 and just play A. Nice, thank you. Okay, so the third one is G. And so CAGED gets its name because the chord shapes within the CAGED system follow that sequence of C, A, G, E, I don't know how to do D, D. Okay, so we're walking up the line. G. Now, so if I was to play a G shape down here, that sounds like a concert G chord. But if I was to move that up so that my my ring finger is on fret 8, my middle finger is on fret 7, and I barred fret 5 on the D, G, and B string, and my pinky is on fret 8 on the high E string. There's a different voicing of C. All right, that's a pain in the ass to play. I don't love doing that shape. So the capo trick again. Place your capo on fret 5 and just play G chord. G chord shape. Remember, we made the distinction between concert pitch chords, which are chords that would sound like the same chord no matter what shape we're playing if two different instruments played them. And then there's a difference of chord shapes. This is a G chord shape, but this isn't a G concert chord, because if a piano played a G, it wouldn't sound the same. This is a G concert chord all the way down here. Thank you for all the comments, guys. If anybody's joining and they want the diagrams of these chord shapes, just comment the word CAGED and my internet robots will send you the link. Okay, so capo fret 5 and play a G chord shape, and you're actually playing a concert C chord in a G chord shape. All right, let's move up the line. we're going to do the next letter in CAGED, C-A-G-E. We're going to do a C concert pitch chord with an E shape. This is just a bar chord, E string based bar chord. Thank you, Justin. Good stuff. I appreciate that. Anybody who's got any questions or words of encouragement, hit me up. Let me know you're here in the comments. Thanks so much. And anybody that's just joining, comment the word CAGED in, and I'll send you the diagrams for what I'm talking about. All right, so onto the E shape, E chord shape to play a C chord. You just play a regular bar chord. So this gets its shape from the fact that an E chord looks like this. And as we slide up, we're just recreating the nut with our index finger. So all these are bar chords in an E shape. And all we do is slide this index finger with the E shape up to the 8th fret. Index finger bars the 8th fret. Ring finger on the 10th fret, pinky on the 10th fret, middle finger on the 9th fret. Okay? And so this is a C chord. People are pretty familiar with the way the bar chords can transpose open chords. So this one is not new for most people. All right? But if that bar chord shape is a pain in the ass for you, you can capo fret 8 and play an E chord shape. If anybody's just joining and you want these diagrams sent to you, diagrams of all these shapes, just comment the word CAGED, C-A-G-E-D. All right, lastly, we've got D, C-A-G-E-D. Okay, so now we're going to play a concert C pitched chord in a D chord shape. All right, so if you take a D chord, and you just slide it all the way up. So, and if you play it without a capo, I hate this shape. I would never do it this way, but this is how you do it without a capo. Index finger on the 10th fret of your D string, middle finger on the 12th fret of your G string, pinky on the 13th fret of your B string, ring finger on the 12th fret of your high E string. C chord, C chord, but in a D chord shape. So that's a pain in the ass. So again, we go to the capo. Capo fret 10 and play a D chord shape. All right, so again, if you're just joining, comment the word CAGED and I'll send you the diagrams of all of these C chord shapes. All of these concert C chords in the various chord shapes. So, wish this wasn't backwards, assuming you are reversed. Yeah, you know what? I'm sorry, I don't know if anybody knows a way to switch that. Then I would gladly switch it because I'm a regular righty guitarist, and if this looks backwards to you, then that's why, because Instagram flips the mirror image. Can you talk more about the applicability of this again? Yeah. Okay, so that's a great question. Why the fuck does any of this really matter? Because this chord shape sucks. I never really use it. Okay, you can use this because this is easy to use because and awesome to use because each of these different chord shapes, C, the A chord shape of a C, the G chord shape of a C, the E chord shape of a C, and the D chord shape of a C. So each of your different chord shapes, the C chord shape, the A, the G, the E, and the D chord shape, they all have a different sparkle to them. Right? This one sounds low. This one sounds pretty similar. The G, you get this higher note in there. The E and the D, they all have different sparkles to them. And they all come with their own inherent ornamentation capabilities. So a C chord shape, you can do this really easily. An A shape, you can do this really easily. You know how certain chords you gravitate to them because it's like, oh, I know I can do this quick little hammer-on with that shape. Each of these shapes has their own cool ornamentations. The G chord, I love to do this. And I love to switch back and forth like this. With a kind of like a C hybrid shape with your G. You can't do that with this. You can still kind of create a similar concert pitch sound, but the G chord shape, no matter where you slide it, has the ability to do this beautiful little inversion. So if you've got a song that's got a C chord in it, you can switch to any one of these different voicings of the C chord, and you can use the specific and unique ornamentations that that chord shape offers to your advantage. All right, so for example, the E chord shape of C. I like that. It kind of sounds Rolling Stonesy. Can't get that same shape with this one down here or any of the other ones. It's unique to the E chord shape. All right, so let me know if any of this is helpful, and anybody that's just joining, text me the word, comment the word caged, and I will send you the diagrams of what chord shapes I'm using, what I'm talking about here, okay? Another cool thing you can do with an E chord shape is kind of do this. Can't do that with the other chords. That's a very Keith Richards sort of shape. And finally, your D chord shape. Everybody loves to do that. That little hammer on with the pinky or the pull off with the ring finger, or you can do these walk downs. That's unique to the D chord shape. So that is why, one reason why, learning to play any chord, but right now we're talking about concert C, in different chord shapes. Because you can access and unlock all of those unique ornamentations. The other reason you could use this is if you've got two guitarists, if I could clone myself, and we've got a chord progression that goes C to F. And we've got two guitarists in the same band, but we don't want them to sound exactly the same because it's a little redundant. You can have one person throw on a capo and play a different chord shape of each of those two chords, and you end up getting... Yeah, this caged works with all chords, that's right. And so you can have two guitarists using different chord shapes to play the same concert pitch chord. And that enables you to fill out the frequency spectrum. So imagine if you got one guitarist doing this. And you got one guitarist doing this. You hear all that sparkle in the high end, or even this. You mash them together, you get this beautiful wall of sound where you've got chords going on in the low end from one guitar and chords going on in the high end of another guitar. All right, so if you're just joining me, comment the word caged, and I will send you the chord diagrams for all the different ways that you can play the C chord that I've been talking about in this live video. All right, so I got a jet. This was a quick live. Yeah, this is a total CSN technique. Folk musicians use these different chord shapes. they use these different chord shapes and they transpose them to different locations, because not everybody wants to use the chords that are available to them just down here, but you can use these same shapes and place them in other locations, and it creates a beautiful new sound. Left-handed, I'm sorry, I don't have left-handed documents. I just have the righty. Hopefully they work, or at least you can transpose them in your mind. My apologies on that. I should get that for sure. So again, anybody joining, just comment the word CAGED. I'll send you this document. And just throwing it out there, I have one opening for a new private one-to-one student on a weekly basis, Wednesdays at 1 p.m. New York Eastern Standard Time. If you were at all interested to do a one-on-one mini lesson to see if we're a good fit, just comment the word lesson or DM me the word, comment the word student or DM me the word student, and I'll send you a link. And we have a lot of fun. This is a rare opening. My entire schedule is completely booked, but this just opened up yesterday, and it'll be gone by the end of the week. So if you're serious about leveling up your guitar playing, adding emotional depth to your original music, finding out new ways to play basic chords, or just having somebody in your corner to help you on your journey and speed things up, the one-on-one lessons thing is a really awesome way to do it. So just comment the word student or DM me the word student, and I'll send you details. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining, and I will see you sometime later.